Welcome, one and all. Happy Saturday evening. I hope you all are doing well. I am, good to be here with you on this Saturday evening. And for all of you joining, welcome and happy Saturday evening to you, wherever you are. And some people, it may not even be Saturday. It might be Sunday in Australia, or it might be quite quite earlier in other parts of the world, later in other parts of the world. So, my friends, what a time to be alive. The reason I wanted to come to you tonight is just missing you a bit, uh, and wanting to connect on some wonderful things that are transpiring. Um, and I'm going to let you guys drive the bus a little bit tonight. Drive the short bus, and kind of guide us where you might like us to go. Kind of chilling. I am definitely. I kind of tweaked my back this week, doing some squats, and so I don't know how long I'll make it, but you might see me relaxing a bit, maybe going off camera a little bit if I need to take a different position. But fortunately, I have my heated massage seat from Kevin and Najwan. So I got that going with me, for me. Gusto, Saturday, night, Bay City roller action. Yeah, that definitely was a good time back in the day. Greta Lou, welcome. GD Kramer, good evening, all Sneds. Glad to be back and live once again. A blessed fall Saturday, and no better way to spend it with loved ones and family and friends. Hello to all the Kramer crew down in Nolens. Awesome. Hunter, so awesome. We were getting together on this maybe snowy Ohio weekend. Okay, awesome. See you at 8, Dave and Sned family. Nita Bells. Moonbeam, thanks for holding down the fort and making the chat so special. You and Quasi Pete, Smoky Eye, good evening all. Jabla, hi Dave and all. Good to see you. DY, good evening all. Quasi, 123. JL Bear, guess who? Good to see you. Auntie Honey, hello. Where's everyone else? They must have a hot date. Mr. Sciatica Kev, good to see you, brother. Enjoying the massager and this seat thing. Working on my back here. DP Gatto, hello. Good to see you. Jan, thanks for reposting. Andrew, thanks for reposting. I hope you were able to work out your chat situation there. Deb B, hello, everyone. Sherry, good to see you. And happy Saturday, Jan. Mimisco, hi. Nevada Rob, howdy from Nevada. Good to see you. When you're hot, you're hot. Jay Reed, music is on now. There we go. And good to see you, my friend. C. Cutler, I'm here with love from Michigan. Tommy Renee, thanks for posting. Folks, just a reminder, if you would, when you repost, tag somebody that you think should be aware of our show, and so we can get it out there a bit more. Parisian, good evening, Dave and everyone. Happy Saturday. Good to see you. Patty Jacobs, hello. Good to see you, Patty. Awesome. Yeah, please share out and tag influencers and friends. Thank you. Red, good to see you. Lacey Bounds reposting. Mikey B, and so it begins. Lacey, good to see you. Patty, glad it's Saturday. Awesome. Get your dot on. If you guys want to get your dot on and click on that, I'll pull up the Shopify link. All you have to do is go to the snedshop.myshopify.com. You, of course, do not have to buy anything, and it's really more about just seeing where everybody is from. And I will pull that up for us, the live view. Let me see. And here we are. I'll pull it up when I start seeing some people popping in. Actually, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up now. Just have some fun with it. And you guys can come on board when you're ready. Share screen. Let's go to that analytics. There we go. Hold on one sec. Get the fan on here because I got this hot seat going. So you see, it looks like that's me right there broadcasting. So go on over and see where everybody is, please. That would be very cool to do that. Let me get back to the chat here and let's see. Nicola Trey, hello from Turkey. Snedheads, Nasison. Very good to have you here. Roy Diamond reposting. Phil Dans, good evening, my friend. Audie, good to see you. Very cool, very cool. Derek reposting. Thank you, Derek. Gay. Hi, DaveSned. Grateful to be here. Awesome. Warrior Class USA. I'm a pancake ninja. Very cool. Colby, thanks for being here. Awesome. Excuse me. We have got to talk about Shawnee Kirkhoff, J6 bomber, who is a DC Ukrainian cop. We'll have to bring that up a little bit. Amy Stevens, good to see you. Shelly Gavin reposting. Jean Penelator, good to see Jean. Lynn, good to see you. Hello. Sherry Rose, I get excited when that countdown starts. Very cool. Whippensburg, good evening. Good evening. Sunday morning, 5:12 in Turkey. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see. Napperson, Nicola Trey. Napperson. Sunday lunchtime here in Australia. Sherry, good to be spending lunch with you. Hey, Dave, I resemble that remark. Yeah, Pete, let me drive and I'm going to get us arrested. Don't give Pete the keys. Gene, I'm sitting on a heating pad myself. Good for you. Ravens Wings, good evening to you. Connie, good to see you. Indiana Snow, too. We got somebody there in Oklahoma. We got somebody up in Pennsylvania. It looks like Northern Ohio right there in the house. We got some Los Angeles in the house. Looks like might be Pete up there in the high desert. We've got some what do we got here? We got Vermont. Very cool. Maryland. Good to see everybody. Kansas City. I'm going to guess that might be Moonbeam. Very cool. We got Michigan in the house. Very cool. Very cool. And we got the Bahamas. No, that's visitors. I was going to say the Bahamas. I don't know that we've ever had the Bahamas. Let me see if Aussie's showing up. If you go on Aussie, we can see you. There's Louisiana in the house. People lighting up the map here. Very cool. Very cool. Back to the chat. Any info on med beds? No, I do not. And do I think? By the way, had a. Hold on a second. Let me pull up. Oh, this is what I want to do. I stand with Trump 117%. That was um, uh, Spiritual Street Fighter, dropping that. God bless. Thanks for turning the show on, Sergeant Petrie. Good to see you. I am a senior on Snap. Nothing yet. Retired SSI. Hope something. Get hello to all. Something happens. Yeah. Hello, Roy. Good to see you. Polar Bear Paws. Good to see you in the house. If I drive, we's going back to the future. That's awesome. MS Motorsports, what's happening? Very cool. Thanks for reposting. Meek de Laurence, good to see my friend. Hey, Dave, you got mail. Nice, nice. Oh, and my goodness, Peggy, I was a little off the other night and I sang you happy birthday, but I did not sing it to Peggy. So, Peggy, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peggy. Your friend Dave loves you. Yes. Cheney died. Pelosi resigns, but they're gone. Yeah. You know, even very important, though, for us to see how they're getting going, right? And how they're kind of wiping them off the board. Yeah. Brennan Stroke, Page, game over. Jen Griff, good evening, all from Wisconsin. Truth Seeker, I learned to research from you, Todd and Cindy. Very cool, very cool, very cool. Mary had a little lamb. Glad I caught you, Dave. Awesome. Glad you're here. David DeGeorge, George, good to see you. Billy Boyd, cheers, everybody. Hope you have a beverage or a snack and a pet at your feet. Let's see. Chivo just joining the theater tonight. Excited for a zombie night. Cheers. Very cool. Massachusetts in the house. Dizcog visiting Earth Realm for a spell. Welcome. Welcome. Hunter first on the map. Awesome. Angela, hello, Dave. Good to see you. Good to see you. Very cool. Steve from Dayton, Ohio. Did the Supreme Court rule against Trump on the tariffs? No, they did not. They've had, the dialogue about it, but they have not yet. They have not yet done that. I don't think they're going to vote on it until December, January. I think that's an intentional delay to see that this is. I think we're going to see some huge benefit before then, and that's going to, I think, sway the decision. Angela, this is Gigs from Angel's channel. Awesome. Glad Angel is resharing this. Awesome. White Horse, hello to you, Dave, and all the awesome Sneds. Virginia Patriot, hello, Snedheads. Very cool. Threw some thumbs up for the Sned. Thank you very much. Amanda, I learned to research from Utah and Cindy. Very cool. Valletta, Northern California Gold Country. Very cool. John Doski's Buck fighting forever. Yeah. What a 4 years that was. I wonder if we're ever going to find out what was truly going on. Amanda, 2020 Snedhead. Very cool. Very cool. Cat Mother B, hello, Dave and friends. Very cool. You're on Snap. I'm senior on SSI. Gib, hi, Sneds. Check Vincent Kennedy's post. Will do. As a matter of fact, I think I might probably have that tagged for the show. And as we follow each other, that's Vincent Crypt. Oh yeah, that's the one. Yes, I'm gonna play that. That's the one I have pinned. So thank you for mentioning that, Sergeant Petrie. Very cool, my friends. Thanks, Dave, from Solomon's Island, Maryland. Very cool. Um, yeah, Trump going fast and furious after Obamacare and the insurance companies. Yeah, I'm going to show those posts tonight, Whip and Spur. Thank you for that. Let's see. Wendy, hello, everyone. Running late. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up, my friends. Good to be in the house with you. Government will not reopen, at least not in the form it existed before. I tell you, I think that's a legitimate theory. Like I've been playing around with that myself. It's broken. There's no question about it. And if we're operational without Congress, think about, we know 70% to 90% of Congress is bad. So how are we going to move forward without them? Well, we won't have to if they're off the map, right? Gene, good to see you. Patricia, good to see you. Great night. 33rd Invasion, Dark Horse Studios, Maryland here. Awesome. Is it finally safe to go dove hunting again? When I first saw that, Gusto, I thought it said Dave hunting, and I was going to pause that. So dove hunting. Ohio in the house. My pet are my fuzzy slippers. That's hilarious. Let's see. Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be good, my friends. What VK posted today. Thank you again, Dave. I knew Maggie was me. Yeah, so sorry about that. Yeah, it's 1,400 shows, and I think that was the first time I ever made a mistake, right? I mean, I don't know. My memory's not so good. Let's see. Whip and Spur. You just can't deny that Q is real. Everything happening so fast and is in an order that only can have been planned in the making for quite some time. Yeah, I mean, it's like, everything major that happened in our past, right? We kind of now know that it was orchestrated or planned or allowed, and so now that we have these major events happening and it's planned, it's allowed, but the white hats are steering the ship, not the black hats, right? Tariffs are helping out the country. Now, the thing about the tariffs, so thank you guys, by the way, all of you playing along with the map. That was cool. And I see we're starting to lose some folks again. And just checking across the pond here, see if we got anybody. Check in Australia. I know you guys are there, but you just haven't gone on. But I'm gonna shut that down for now. And so tariffs. Think about this, right? The tariffs. It's not a quarter game. It's not a quarter of the year game. It's not like you're not going to hit the tariffs in June and see benefit in August, or that kind of thing. It's a long-term play because we've got to get more manufacturing in the country. We've got to get things dialed in where people aren't trying to figure stuff out, but they've got a plan and they're moving forward. And so it's a long-term fix. But the great thing is that Trump has lowered energy prices, definitely gas, but we need the energy prices as well, and get off these fake alternatives. And when you lower the energy, that's going to lower everything else as well. Excuse me. Craig, Alberta, Canada here. Welcome, my friend. Hey, family. Horsepower says it's freezing here in Nebraska. Yeah, the ostriches were taken out. That is absolutely tragic. Let's see. I mean, YouTube isn't censoring anything anymore. Otherwise, Dave wouldn't be here. Yeah. And here's the other thing is, since I've been back in broadcasting on YouTube, I haven't held anything back, especially when it comes to medical, and I haven't gotten any strikes or anything. So definitely something's shifting. God be with our Canadian family. I know, how tragic. Um, let's see. Um, let's see. Um, D, prayers for everyone. They can shut down our government anytime soon, please. Yeah, Canadian government. Oh, that's hilarious. Gusto. What threw me off was I thought it was Dave at first, and then the dove hunting comment was about Cheney being gone, right? When he shot that guy's face. Yeah. All right, my friends. Vincent Kennedy. Yep. An old Anon name I remember well. Yes, absolutely. Remember when VK started following me? I remember that was a pretty good day for me because I was pretty fired up about VK. Tariffs have hit 15.5 trillion in November now. Wow. And by the way, that's also we're at 17 trillion in new investment. Hi, Dave, watching in Fort Worth. Very cool. Yeah, YouTube doesn't want to be sued again. David Icke is back on YouTube. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Yeah, things are shifting, my friends. Things are shifting for the better. So speaking of VK, let's go straight to this because this is very, very interesting considering some of the information that we got from Kevin's family and Najwan's family, which was that Israel was working with this gang family, about 10,000 strong. What was it? I'm forgetting their name right now, but so remember we covered that a couple weeks ago. Well, let me share this with you. And I didn't see anybody else covering this, but here we go. And I don't know where this is, by the way.
I want to read to you a message that the Hamas released yesterday. The speaker of the Hamas: we are willing to reveal all the Zionists that cooperated with us on October 7 and helped us with this attack. We want in return 60 days of rest. The report of how many people from within government and command helped us to attack Israel, the land in Israel will shake like an earthquake. The biggest enemies of the Jewish nation is not enemies from outside, is enemies from within. These Erev Rav, who control everything in Israel, cooperate with the enemies, hating Judaism, hating the religion. If you follow Israeli news, you're not going to believe what's happening. The Attorney General of the Israeli army, an extreme lefty woman, she's in the highest rank. The next rank above her is the chief of command. She could be in charge of the entire army. What happened with this trader? She took the car, they were coming to arrest her. But the other Attorney General, the national one, who was even worse than her, there's nobody she hates more than Hashem and the religious people, she on purpose did not sign the arrest to investigate her, to give her a few hours that she can hide the evidence. And she went to some beach in Israel and threw her cell phone into the water. Hours, and she faked that she committed suicide. She left her car with a note, and everybody was looking for her body everywhere, to give her enough time to hide everything she needed to hide, because in her phone there is information about all the lefty traders that cooperate with the enemies in Israel. They're all connected to each other, so they made already few arrests. What's going to happen in the next few days, you're going to see dozens of spies and enemies that are in the highest position of power in Israel that are helping the enemies to destroy us. Forget about that they fight the yeshivot and they torture all the bachurei yeshivot. For years they do it. Of course, that's a part of what they ate. But literally cooperating with the enemies.
So it's Ravi Yosef F. Mizrach. Let me be specific. Rabbi Yosef Mizrachi speaking at a New York event. It references Yifat Tomer Yerushalmi's arrest on November 3rd, 2025. So recording occurred afterward, likely early November. The clip gained traction online around November 6th. She was arrested and held in custody with reports confirming she is alive during proceedings. Her detention was extended before release to house arrest on November 7th for 10 days. Per Haaretz and Reuters, no public sightings appear on social media or surveillance footage as expected under arrest, but police confirmed her phone's recovery, underscoring official tracking of her status. So this is, this is the thing that I believe that we're going to see is as more and more people expose the government of Israel, again, not the Jews, that's anti-Semitic, but criticizing the government of Israel and the propaganda and the atrocities they're responsible for. Imagine what's going to happen when, not if, but when it comes out that that was a false flag by Israel created in order to do the destruction that they did back in October 7th. Okay. Very, very damning when that evidence comes out. Again, I said when, not if. It's all going to be revealed. And as Sergeant Petrie says, Q post 9/16, March 10th, it was a second repost. Whatever happened to this Pakistani guy? And Anon asks, who worked with the DNC, the president asked in an interview published Thursday by the New York Times. A grand jury in August returned an indictment in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, charging Awan and his wife, Hina Alvi, with a total of 4 counts, which included federal bank fraud and conspiracy. Awan has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Whatever happened to them, Trump continued, with the 2 servers that they broke up into a million pieces? Whatever happened to him? What about Awan? Is Israel involved? And Q says, we are saving Israel for last. Very specific reason, not mentioned a single time. Can you imagine what that specific reason is, my friends? The specific reason is because they had to play along with Israel this whole time. We had to get Trump elected twice, folks. Well, he was already elected in 2016 when this Q drop came out, but we needed to get him elected again, and that wasn't going to happen with that. The love for Israel is leaving the building without question. Many, many, many people are absolutely over Israel. And by the way, it's not so much because of people like me who have been calling them out for years and years. It's the pro-Israel influencers that are absolutely overdoing it. Like it's too much. It's like, take it down a notch, right? And here's I'm going to play some Nick Fuentes because they're going after Nick hard, and I believe that Certainly, Nick is very controversial, but I'm going to show some things to you here. Here we go.
And I think the whole country is sick of Ben Shapiro. I think the entire United States of America has had it right up to about here with Ben Shapiro. We've had it up to here with you, little guy. I think we're all ready for Ben Shapiro to go back home to Israel. Am I right? One's in the chat if Ben Shapiro should be denaturalized and deported to Israel. Can we get that trending? Can we get that going? This little guy has got to go home. Little man, it's time for you to go home to Israel. We don't want you here. He goes around saying, I need security everywhere I go because everyone hates me. Well, go live in Israel. You'll be greeted like a hero. It will be a hero's welcome when you return to Israel. They'll play trumpets in the streets. You'll have all of the matzo ball soup, whatever the fuck that you want. Get out. Fake American. Ben Shapiro is not American. Can we just get that straight? You have forfeited your right to call yourself American. You're not one. You don't care about America. You don't care about Americans. You're not America first. He said in an interview once, the number one guarantor of my loyalty to the United States is Israel. Go there. Go there then. Go home. What's stopping you? Just don't come back next time. Next time you're in Israel hanging out with the war criminal. Next time you're over there hanging out and jacking off the war criminal, just stay. You and your Jewish wife and Israeli kids. I think she's Moroccan, actually. I don't think she's Israeli, but I think she's like Moroccan Jewish. Just stay there next time. Seriously, fuck out of here. This is the United States. Anyway, so we'll talk about little Ben.
Little Ben. And by the way, you know, Ben's response to Vincent Kennedy, Ben Shapiro, okay? If you work in the media and uncritically and reflexively parrot the genocidal Jew-hating terrorist liars Hamas, you should be fired. VK responded to him, letting an attack happen to you, your own people is far worse. Bibi knew about the attacks beforehand and let it happen to invoke war powers. Egypt told Bibi that was going to go down. But no one wants to talk about this or ask questions like yourself. If anyone in the media brings it up, you go straight to Jew hater name calling. Typical. We were fooled with 9/11 to go to war. It's not a Jewish thing. They hate the West for killing millions and destabilizing many regions. Now Israel is going to grab more land, only making it worse. We have not helped with peace, not falling for it again. You all can keep pretending all you want. This was back on October 18th, 2023. Okay. So, excuse me. So, you know, VK was calling it out back then, right? That little squeak toy. That's hilarious. By the way. Gino, welcome. Yeah, I did a last minute audible. You know, I played some quarterback on my day. I called a few audibles, and this was one. The little squeak toy was Shapiro. Good to see you, and BP. Welcome. And let's see. Perry Stanley, good to see you from Hohenwald, Tennessee. Welcome. Globenschreiber. Okay, there we go. So yes, they're exposing themselves, and the chat just below that, I want to take you to, just so you can get a glimpse of it. And by the way, I'm going to, I did repost that, so you can share that out. But let's just look at some of these. Rubber Duck says BB knew, and he reposted the VK comment. 2 years ago. MOS funds radical Islamic terror groups. Ginger's Chronicle of an Ambassador. Perry 55, KM, Assad, and Soros fund domestic terrorism via Antifa and Muslim Brotherhood. This is from NotOpQ. We follow each other. NotOpQ does some fantastic work. Give a follow at NotOpQ on X if you're on X, folks. And this is some good stuff. Okay, and he shares quite a bit here, so you might want to take a look at that. Prometheus shares, wonder why, and the 6 Jewish corporations own 96% of the media: Sony, Paramount, Fox, Comcast. What is that last one? The Walt Disney Company, Warner Brothers Group. Yeah, so the comments in a lot of these things are very, very interesting, my friends, right? Yeah. So Robert Liberday, take a look back at Munich in 72. It's all in the same playbook, rinse and repeat. That was the Olympics terrorism unit. Let's play this.
So are you saying Benjamin Netanyahu deliberately boosted Hamas to try to prevent a Palestinian state?
Yeah, sure. He deliberately and systematically even told, is on record, whoever wants to avoid the threat of a two-state solution has to support my policy of paying protection money to the Hamas.
So what we did, with the permission of our Prime Minister, is to let Qatar to transfer a huge amount of money in cash, probably more than $1.4 billion. By doing it, we increased the power of Hamas. We did everything in order to make sure that Hamas will go on controlling Gaza, and Palestinian Authority will control the West Bank, so they will fight each other.
Netanyahu maintains the Qatar money was to avoid a humanitarian catastrophe. Having helped to build up Hamas, Netanyahu has now vowed to destroy it.
He fed the beast, and it exploded in our face. If you base your national security strategy solely on force, then you need to win 24/7 forever.
There we go. My backpack fell over onto Jasper. Just leaned over onto Jasper. No big deal. So this is the kind of thing, my friends, that is coming out all over social media. This is Israel Mossad, Black Ops and false flags. Hamas acts as agents provocateurs under the control of the Mossad. Justifying a retaliatory response by Israel is exactly the strategy of Israel, as explained by Moshe Sharett, the first foreign minister of Israel. Sharett stated that Israel must keep a state of moral tension. Sharett said that in order to keep that moral tension, it is necessary for Israel to invent dangers. The Invented Dangers Act as provocations for Israel to retaliate. Hamas is just such an invented danger. That is in keeping with the Mossad motto, by way of deception, thou shalt do war. Hamas, the Zionist bogeyman, is really a Zionist corporation registered in Israel in 1978. According to ICT papers, Hamas was legally registered in Israel in 1978 under the auspices of Menachem Begin and by Sheikh Ahmad Yassin, a political disciple of Hassan al-Banna, puppet founder of Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood is an equally Zionist organization whose own origins were directly and fully funded by the Rothschilds' Suez Canal Company from 1928. Both organizations have masqueraded as Islamic. Muslim Brotherhood continues to do so. Excuse me. Hamas was massively and directly funded by Israel from its inception, at least until 2012, and thereafter through Qatar. It initially widened its base of supporters and sympathizers by social work designed to win hearts, and continues to act for Israel as an excuse for Israel to bomb Gaza, test and showcase its weapons, and hold Gazans as blockaded prisoners. My friends, this excuse me, is the level of information that is being put out by people like you and I, who are the media now. We are sharing these things. I'm sharing that right now, by the way, on my timeline, if you want to reshare it. And folks, just know too, if you're not on Snedheads, please get on over there, because let's say, for example, I know many of you are not on X. Well, you don't have to be. Get on Snedheads, and you can go and you can see my X feed over here on the right side on your phone. It's going to be right at the beginning of the scroll, and you can scroll through my X feed right here. Okay, this one that I just reshared hasn't populated yet, but you can also go to Window to the World. And what I did with that is I set up just a bunch of really great X accounts. Vincent Kennedy is on here, by the way. Okay. There's Dan Scavino. Dan Scavino, by the way, this is 6 years ago. John Brennan posted a reminder to federal officials. There is no limit on the number of individuals who can use the whistleblower statute. If you think you were involved in unlawful activity as a result of a directive from Mr. Trump or someone doing his bidding, now is the time to report it. Okay. Dan just posted 6 years later, now do you, bro, with the hourglass, justice, and the target. Okay. Very, very interesting. Now, if I click on this, that'll take me into X, but you can literally see a lot of great X accounts without ever going into X, just by being on Snedheads. So please go over there. It's free to join. And everything I just showed you is free to see. And also you have some great tools, like, for example, let me go back to this so you can see Candace Owens, for example, posted, how is it possible that every news trend is about me or Tucker Carlson? Someone in the shadows is panicking. It's God time. I will not be stopping this investigation into who publicly executed Charlie in front of the world, and we're getting close. Okay. The forgotten treatments for dementia and cognitive impairment, revealing the real causes of Alzheimer's. Folks, that's why I do the nicotine, is to sharpen my mind. You can see the VK video I reposted here. And you can see all this stuff, folks. You can even play this video
a message
and never leave Snedheads, right?
that the Hamas released yesterday. The speaker of the Hamas, we are willing to reveal all the Zionists that cooperated with us on October 7.
Yeah, I had to play that first part again. That's just fire, right? So please join us, and you can support that platform at $17 a month and become an owner in the revenue of that platform. That's more on that coming. That's what I've been working really hard on. I actually stayed home from a potential dinner last night with some friends in order to work on with some AI and work on our site and making it into really a way that you can share the site out, and you can gain a percentage of the revenue stream of the site as it grows. So your membership, the way I'm setting it up, is actually going to be somewhat of not even somewhat, it's going to be an investment into the revenue potential of the site and the value of the site as well. So, so please get on over there. And then, of course, we also have, let me bring this a little closer. We also have here where you can go research the Q drops, right? And that brings you to here. I'm going to go down to the capital letter counter, and I'm going to put in, each one opens up in a new tab, right? So, so then you can just go right back to that tab, and then you can hit qalerts.app, and you can go there. And there were 21 capital letters in Dan's post. So we'll go to 21, and we'll also go to 12. We'll think mirror. And then we'll also go to Dan's timestamp. And the timestamp is 9:02 p.m. So we'll go to 92. We drop the 0 and 29. So let's see if Dan was communicating to us beyond the, just the surface. The 21 capital letter counts. I've dumped some crumbs like this over the weekend, which started the intense shilling. At this point, we are far enough along you can paint a picture without risk of jeopardizing the operation. And of course, Dan posted this over the weekend. Think mirror, military intelligence referenced above, is the absolute biggest inside drop this board will ever receive. Now think about why Antifa plays right into the plan. Always ahead, good guys are winning. Now, the interesting thing about this is that the Q drops were just absolutely amazing in terms of the amount of really critical information. We just saw how the Muslim Brotherhood was also created by Israel. Okay. And look at how many times the Muslim Brotherhood is mentioned in the Q drops. And by the way, every Israel influencer, when you criticize not Jews, but when you criticize the government of Israel, they say, like Laura Loomer, Ben Shapiro, et cetera, Congressman Randy Fine, they say that Islam is the bigger threat. That's the real threat. They don't call Judaism a threat at all. They just call Islam the threat, as if we couldn't have more than one threat, right? So, so this is from Dan. Let me take you now to the timestamp, which was 9:02:92, and it takes us, Seth Rich only mentioned because it directly relates to Saudi Arabia. Las Vegas, that was the Saudi Arabian assassination attempt on bin Salman. What hotel did the reported gunfire occur from? That was the Mandalay Bay. What floor specifically? Who owns the top floors? Well, that's Prince Al-Walid, who was trying to assassinate bin Salman. Top floors only. Why is that relevant? What was the shooter's name? What was his net worth? How do you identify a spook? They're basically saying that Stephen Paddock was a patsy and a spook. What can historical data collection reveal? Was there any eyewitnesses? Who? Was he registered as a security guard? Yes. Why is MS-13 important? What doesn't add up? Was there only one shooter? No, there were many. Why was JFK released? Meaning the files. What do the files infer? Was there only one shooter? No. Who was in Las Vegas during this time? Al-Walid and bin Salman. Well, bin Salman, but the assassination attempt. What was the real mission? Speculate. Why are survivors dying randomly? What do each of these survivors have in common? Did they talk on social media? What did they say? Were they going to form a group? Why is this relevant? How did they die? What CIA report was released by WikiLeaks? What can control a car? How did 2 of the survivors die? Car crash? Okay. So, and how does this connect to Saudi Arabia? Well, Saudi Arabia had to cover up the fact that there were multiple shooters and that it was an assassination attempt on bin Salman by just showing that it was just some random guy. So again, sole shooter, lone gunman, right? What just happened in Saudi Arabia? That was the purge. Who owned the top floors of the hotel? Al-Walid also owned Twitter, which is how the white hats began to gain control of Twitter before they brought Musk in. What happened today in Saudi Arabia? To who specifically? They hung Al-Walid by his ankles and took away his Twitter stock. Was POTUS in Las Vegas that night? Yes, he was. He flew into McCarran. Why was he there? But this is classified. Who did he have a classified meeting with? Did Air Force One land at McCarran? What unmarked tail numbers flew into McCarran that night? Trace Air Force One that entire day. What do you notice? Classified. That's why he's so close with Mohammed bin Salman, because he saved his life. All right. Velma, I love you, Dave, for teaching us how you get info and through the comms and Q alerts. You're very welcome, Velma. And that's why, Snedheads is an empowerment website, my friends, because you can go and you can click on and get to these things immediately. And I think that's so very valuable. Susan Badwell, Dave, I did not know that. Yeah, which part? Yeah. Yes, Nicole, I'm looking forward to you watching as well. I didn't know this, honest content. Paddock's family has had a house at Bohemian Grove. Let that sink in. Interesting. Yeah. The government and the people are totally different. I think everyone should clarify when speaking about Israel. Well, when you mention Israel, what they definitely do is they make it so that you're talking about the Jews. Like they completely vilify you right off the bat as a anti-Semite when all you're doing is challenging, the government of Israel. And, some people challenge the religion of Judaism as well, which has some very interesting foundations in the Talmud, and that is very, very similar to Islam in its lack of coexistence with Gentiles. But at any rate, you can get to all the X and truth feeds of President Trump, Dan Scavino, myself, right here if you want to go in, the White House, right? So it really is, it's more than just a website. It's a social media platform. It is a search platform. It is a gaming platform. Pac-Man, Tetris, guys, when was the last time you played Pac-Man? You can play Pac-Man on Snedheads, okay? And you could be listening to something on Snedheads in another tab and play Pac-Man in another tab. You can play Tetris. You can play CS Treasure Search, right? Tetris ranking. Janine Rollins, top score. Shelley Gavin, Rosanna Lenz, Dina Gildner McLean, Kevin Rotello, Kim Hunter, Angelia Logan, Deanna Yalki, Julie Larson, and David Snedeker. Man, David Snedeker, he's been knocked down to 10. Okay. And then we've got some more: Martine DiDaglio, Tracy St. Uppery, Danielle Baradas, Vicky Soros, Cheryl Douglas, Sabine Mayer, Deborah De Amaral, and Deanne Worrell. So we got some fun stuff, guys. We got the meme garden over there. The meme garden has got some great stuff. And let me see. Wesley Gus says a pack of wolves. Yeah, very interesting. David Pierce, we ruined California. With your vote, we can do it for the entire nation. Yes. So it is with your feet that you move, but it is with your heart that you dance, from Deborah. Very cool, guys. So a lot of stuff, and you can research the Q drops. You can go to any of the Q sites. You can use Grok. You can go to Ingersoll Lockwood. You can go to the U.S. debt clock, the geometric calculator, Doge, and here's the U.S. debt clock with the window open. The restoration of truth and justice. Theft is the old kingdom, okay, and wealth is the new kingdom. All right. So it's got a lot of cool tools. And if you have any suggestions, guys, multitask with Dave. Awesome. Hey, Gail, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Craig the Hunter, good to see you, my friend. You can use Snedheads for a lot of really cool stuff. And if you want to upgrade, if you're on the free site and you want to upgrade, it'll take you to this, but go up to add funds first. That'll take you to this. You put your credit card in and your date of expiration and your three digit. It'll take $1 off to secure your card. And then when you go back in and click upgrade again, then you say, I want to do the monthly or the yearly, and then it'll deduct that from your card. And then you go to your news feed and you're a full paid member. Okay. So very cool. So Heather's got a couple posts. Look, she's got Cash with his Punisher socks. Okay. At CPAC. Okay. Very cool. So we got a lot of good things on there, folks, and I'm telling you, it's going to get better. So please join us over there. Linda, I've begun to think differently about the Jews in Israel since finding out how poorly they treat Christians, not just Christians that live there, but the ones that visit too. They even spit on them. I've absolutely seen that without question. We've seen that. We've heard about it. And again, my friends, there's a reason why Q said we are saving Israel for last. So back to Dan's post, let's go to the mirror of that, okay, which is 29. Some things must remain classified to the very end. For example, like what we just read about Las Vegas and Saudi Arabia. North Korea is not being run by Kim. He's an actor in the play. Who is the director? The truth would sound so outrageous, most Americans would riot, revolt, reject, etc. And by the way, they're speaking of the CIA that ran North Korea. That's what Q is talking about. Imagine how people are going to react when they find out that our tax dollars were running North Korea, okay, and keeping people oppressed at levels unimaginable and keeping a whole nation oppressed. And building nukes, which President Trump and Q, the military operation, took out the mountain where they were housing their nukes and doing their testing. And the same group of people got Iran the uranium one and the level that they were at. And that's why Trump bombed them. That wasn't for Israel, folks. Okay. That's what people are like, oh, Trump went to war. He bombed North Korea. Bombed Iran for Israel. No, he didn't. No, that was for us. That was to keep World War III from starting. The pedo networks are being dismantled. We've seen a lot of evidence of that. The child abductions and for those that are critical of Epstein, that's been shut down for a long time. And we don't have the justice and the accountability for that yet, which is coming. But because that ties right into Mossad and Israel. We've got to save that for last. That's the only reason we haven't seen the Epstein stuff. The child abductions for satanic rituals, i.e. Haiti and other third world countries, are paused, not terminated until players are in custody. That was back in 2017, though. We pray every single day for God's guidance and direction as we are truly up against pure evil. But the human trafficking that was shut down at the southern border, my friends, is a huge, huge factor, right? And we know that how many children were coming across there, and how many children were being absolutely trafficked into slavery. Really tragic, but important that we are on top of that, paying attention to that. So let me take you. I'm going to stay on this topic for a little while longer here. Very, very important topic. And Nick Fuentes, like it's important to say, well, Nick, he's got some issues. He's outspoken. He says he loves Stalin. I want to hear, what he's got to say about that. But here's the thing. They're trying to demonize in such a very, very strong way. And Ian Carroll, who is not pro-Trump because he believes that Trump is siding with Israel. So I don't know if that's intentional or just his ignorance. And he's a smart guy. I'm not saying ignorance in a way of that he's less than intellectually. I'm saying that because he's ignorant of the Q operation, as is Candace, which is why Candace is not pro-Trump, because she is ignorant to the Q operation, which is why I want you guys to tag my stuff with them, because if they are of good intent, which I give many people the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that, because I can't speak to a person's heart, but if they are of good intent, trying to expose what happened with Charlie, trying to expose Israel, doing a damn good job of it, by the way, between the two of them. They need to know about Q, and they need to know that Israel is being exposed, and this is a part of the operation. Now, Musk is in control of X, which means Q is in control of X. So when David Snedeker goes on to his X feed and sees nothing but, and you guys feel the same, experience the same, nothing but propaganda for Israel and propaganda for the left, you think, what's going on here? But when you look at the comments and you look at the ratios, it's pretty mind-boggling when you think about how many people are being awakened, because the people that are seeing those posts are seeing it and commenting on it. So check this out.
But it gets way better than just this part.
A video game where you shoot people, and he's pretending that this character.
And by the way, you guys know what I think about Megyn Kelly. Okay. I don't like her at all. And it's because of her gaslighting of James Elefantis of Comet Ping Pong, making him out to be a victim in an interview on Fox News years ago. And right after that interview, very soon after, she was given a $20 million contract to go to NBC. And then she failed miserably at NBC. And then the people that were awake to her nonsense didn't accept her when she came back from NBC. And so her star, even though she's a pretty big time influencer, there's some pretty, damning stuff in her past when it comes to trying to expose the truth.
In the video is Ben. Let's watch.
So here she's kind of propping Ben up because she's about to show this video. So Ian does a great job with this. Now, Nick Fuentes used to stream playing video games. So this is Nick Fuentes playing, what do you call it? I'm forgetting the name. The very famous Grand Theft Auto.
Nick is literally live streaming Grand Theft Auto like 6 years ago.
That's funny. Oh, that's funny. Man, that makes me laugh and laugh. That's a funny one. What a chance encounter that was. I think I just saw Ben Shapiro.
These guys, obviously they have never been in a Call of Duty chat room. These guys have they don't have kids or they're not paying very good attention to them. Because A, that was the tamest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. B, he wasn't actually referring to the guy who was shooting as Ben Shapiro. He was making a running joke. And if you had any context other than your out of context clip, you would find one of the funniest fucking clips on the internet today. Check this out. This is pure gold. And oh my God. Let's just remember, it's been 10 years since Ben Shapiro, rather than debating Nick Fuentes, tried to cancel him. Had whole organizations gang up on him, had him debanked, had him put on the no-fly list, had him kicked off of all the platforms, everything they could possibly try, except sitting down and out thinking him in the open markets with your ideas. Ben Shapiro is still a fucking pussy, too scared to debate Nick Fuentes to this day. And he could do it anytime he wanted. He could do it right now. Nick Fuentes just re-offered the challenge just the other night. It would be the most watched debate in probably the whole decade. Like overnight. It would probably single-handedly bring the Israeli wire back from bankruptcy. Ben could get a new mansion. But oy vey, that would be very dangerous to do. That would be very bad to do, to engage in the free market of ideas. So let's just remember that that's the context around Ben Shapiro debating Nick Fuentes. And that's the context around the little joke that Nick just made in the last clip that you saw. And this is the clip that Megyn Kelly apparently didn't look far enough to find.
Maybe I'll take a cruise down this side of the street.
Nick's just cruising around.
He is near, though. That is true.
He's looking for something. What's he looking for?
There he is. Yep. Hey, Ben. You thought you could get away from me the first time, huh? Without debating me? I just want to talk, please.
It's a Jew.
Stop running.
It's a Jewish guy in Grand Theft Auto.
I'm not a threat to you. Look, here I am. I showed up.
He literally is hunting down Ben Shapiro in Grand Theft Auto, not to shoot him, which is like the point of Grand Theft Auto is to just shoot random people, blow up cars, jump off buildings. That's what people do in Grand Theft Auto. Nick Fuentes is not doing that. Nick Fuentes is fucking finding the Jewish dude on the side of the road in Grand Theft Auto when he's live streaming, and he's getting out of his car and walking up to him. And because Ben Shapiro won't actually debate him in real life, instead, he's simulating it in Grand Theft Auto and saying, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm no threat to you. I just want to talk to you. I'm just here to debate you, Ben Shapiro. I'm just going to talk. I'm just talking. Don't run away, Ben Shapiro.
And I just want to talk about ideas, okay? You're the one that loves the marketplace of ideas so much. Just talk to me.
And Megyn Kelly had no idea what she was referencing when she brought up that clip. This is literally a running joke in his streaming when he was streaming video games and streaming Grand Theft Auto. He would make jokes when he would see the Jews on the side of the road that it was Ben Shapiro, and he would try to debate him in Grand Theft Auto. And then the Jewish guy would run away because it's Grand Theft Auto, and that's how it works. And then it just gets funnier and funnier. Don't worry, it gets better.
Back here, bro.
He's just chasing him down.
Ben Shapiro, bro.
For
Get
like
back
2
here.
minutes. Doesn't want to hurt him.
You're really making my skin crawl. Fucking point to you.
And then...
Is this what you want, Ben?
It
Is this
just
what
keeps
Ben
going.
wants this instead of... Oh, taser? Do I have the taser?
He's looking for non-lethal options.
If I had the taser, I'd be able to...
Is it possible to subdue him? Can he subdue him?
I don't have anything that's not optical here.
He's trying everything. He's trying everything.
No,
he can.
on second thought, no. Bad idea.
He's still chasing him.
Disavow that. That's the only non-lethal weapon I have.
Literally, this is going on for minutes, trying non-lethal approaches to get a debate with
I wasn't even thinking.
What does it take to get a debate with Ben Shapiro? He'll try anything to get a debate with Ben Shapiro. He just wants to engage in the marketplace of ideas.
Think of it like that, Ben.
But then, what actually winds up happening in the clip?
I think you can keep this up.
The guy's running away, and then, whoa, what just happened? He got hit by a car. The car ran him over.
Him. I will debate. Survive.
They both survive, and then the very end of the clip, once they've been run over by cars, Nick's been chasing him down, he's been trying to debate him. And then the dude's running away. And the police shoot him.
What happened?
The police guy shot him.
Ben, are you okay? This is supposed to be a debate. This is a debate, you monsters. How could you kill him like?
And then Nick Shapiro comes to the defense of Ben Shapiro, or Nick Fuentes comes to the defense of Ben Shapiro and starts fighting the cops that just murdered him. And he starts going after them. This is supposed to be a debate, you animals.
I will avenge Ben Shapiro. I must avenge.
This is literally what Megyn Kelly was referencing with her terrible clip.
And I am going to show a video, please forgive me, of...
Don't worry, Megyn, we forgive you, because that was fucking hilarious.
There we go. Well done, Ian, on that, because it's kind of like, just pointing out how easy it is for them to fall into making all Jews victims versus having the real truth out there, which is, Nick is interested in debating him, which he won't do. As a matter of fact, they're demonizing Tucker just for giving him a platform. And if Ben wants to criticize Tucker in his lack of challenging Nick on some of those topics, then he could do it himself, but he refuses to do so. This was shared on Snedheads by Heather Willard. And so I'm going to click on that, and we're going to watch this, the central casting from Jack Straw. Are we watching a movie?
Listen, I was like central casting. Hey, you know what? Any central casting. Look at that guy, central casting.
And these are central casting. If I'm doing a movie, I pick you, General. Central casting. Very impressive. Oh, you're central casting. Look at this guy. This man's central casting. I watch him all the time. Central casting. He's a real talent. a real guy, and he is central casting. Do we agree? Central casting. They're central casting, the red suspenders, handsome, beautiful, smart. You couldn't get better central casting. He is great in every way, and he's central casting. I mean, this is a man that was born for the position. No, he was central casting like the perfect Supreme Court judge. These guys are central casting. There's nobody in Hollywood that looks like these people. And they're central casting. I've never seen a group of people like this. Everyone's in perfect shape. My friend, central casting. I always call him central casting. Boy, is that central casting. Let's say it. Does he look like central casting? Look, these guys are central casting, like from a movie. Central casting. You can't cast anybody. You don't have anybody in Hollywood that looks like these guys. And a great-looking central casting, and we have great generals. A great central casting general. Look at that. Central casting. He's like central casting for ownership of a hotel. Everyone is central casting. Central casting. Glasses, head. Boom. I watch Judge Kavanaugh, who's central casting. This guy's like central casting. You couldn't pick a better guy in Hollywood. There's no actor that could do it better. You are so central casting. Great marks, great schools, the best everything, the best of everything. Your family, your wife, your children. You don't have a problem in the world. You are the greatest. You talk central casting, these guys, you couldn't, I mean, it's incredible. They had a master sergeant there. I could take him right now. Bring him to Hollywood. Make a military movie, and he's the star of the movie. That happened once before, you know. That did happen once before.
That never gets old, my friends. That was shared by Jack Straw. I'm going to share it on my platform, and also Heather has shared it on Snedheads right there. So you can see it right there. Okay. You can watch it again without leaving Snedheads. You don't have to have access to X. And remember this, folks, Q has told us about the net shutdown, right? Well, what about, with this whole movie, when the picture comes out of Obama and everyone's sharing it on the net, where they're sharing it is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter X, TikTok, etc. Those are the platforms Q has talked about that would be shut down because there are still some rogue operators that have the code to be able to do that. They're not going to be able to shut me down, or they're not going to shut me down. And even if it's a white hat operation, Snedheads is going to fly under the radar because they need to have some things on the internet accessible because of the sheer number of people that are dependent on the internet for a great many things. Yeah. Right. Yellow Risa, right? How many times did he say that? It was just unbelievable, right? Yeah. Information warfare, Phil, requires central casting. Yeah. Believe in Q. Catherine says a big soap opera. Deke, thank you for reposting. Very good. And welcome. Yeah. Yeah, Gusto. Agreed. Yeah. I'm actually starting to love this part of the show, and we move forward. Yes. Unbelievable, right? So, yeah, this is getting good, my friends. This is what an incredible time to be alive. And I want to show you this, and this is more for I just listened to it, and it's kind of a different perspective of things, and I want to be able to offer you guys some different perspectives. But check this out here. This young lady.
Let me put some perspective in this for you. Our genetics and our DNA is what projects the hologram. It's a biospiritual holographic reality. the new golden age bullshit that you're seeing with Trump, the world stage, you're in the Maya. You're in the dream. And whenever this may go over your head and it may not, it may land really well. And somebody else that's watching this, it may go over their head, it may land really well. Either way, let me get this to you. Our genetics project the holographic reality. It's essentially a game. It's not going to be a golden age with cryptocurrency and we're still paying for stuff. Absolutely fucking not. That's not what it is. That is the artificial intelligence system, think the movie Matrix, that's trying to keep you locked in a dead realm. We are ascending our body, our genetic frequency to a higher octave, which will project like a movie onto a fucking screen, old school, right? Project a whole new realm. It is the source code, the original source reality, which is the Adam Cadman reality, which is the Lemurian reality, which is the Atlantean reality, which is the causal plane or the divine realm, or think Asgard, not Midgard. The lower planes, the lower realm reality, earthly realm reality, will go through sublimination. It will not exist anymore. And you're either in a vessel, a vehicle, a Merkaba, your body, your light body is you're either in a light body or a vessel or a Merkaba, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that's going to make the transition genetically, or you're not. Period. And so the ideology of going into a golden age and a crypto reality and going back to common law and becoming sovereign, all that's bullshit. It's all bullshit. That is to keep souls trapped in the Saturnian wheel of samsara. You have to agree to that shit. That's about materialism. This is a collective ego death. Death to thy ego, to the lower aspects of the self that make up the carbon-based body. Period. Got it? Because that's what's happening. The hologram will completely fucking shift. It's an ascension. It's an alchemization. It's a transfiguration process. It's not going to be, oh, well, we just become a happy, hunky-dory fucking America. No. No. This is the end times. When God lifts his people up, elevates their genetic frequency. Because everything is energy. And if you have the source code active in your body, and you've done your due diligence, and you've healed, and you've raised your conscious, your self-awareness, you've raised your genetic frequency, then you will experience the shift. It's a dematerialization of the carbon-based body, the 666, the mark of the beast. 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 6 protons. That's the lower carbon-based frequency, the Saturnian-based frequency. And you can stay on the wheel, and you can live out your life, whatever you got left of your life, in the Saturnian matrix, or you can be elevated into the heavenly realms. Have a good day.
So that is Quirky Cosmo 2.0 on TikTok. Now, you know, whenever anybody says that, I gotta back this up. I moved that there. Whenever anybody says something like that, that bottom line is that she has no clue. I have no clue, right? But it comes across to me a lot better if it's just like, hey, what if we were, you know, this was about us leaving our carbon bodies and going into frequency and exposing the matrix. When it comes across like that, and less of this is absolutely fact, this is, and if you don't listen to this, you're stupid. To me, that doesn't work for me, but I'm open to thinking differently, right? Yeah, I agree, L. It's about our spirit beings connecting with God's spirit. Everything else is semantics. Yeah. Um, so, yeah. So you too, Kathy, right? Okay. And so, but this is kind of why too that I've been talking about, like, hey guys, if you're not into meditation, like quiet your mind, prayer, quiet your mind and just connect with God. Um, this raises our frequency, our vibration into the divine, into this connection with source, right? That they do try to keep our frequency down with all this back and forth, Republicans, Democrats, Jews, Muslims, Christians, et cetera, back and forth, back and forth. That keeps us in a very low vibration, a very low frequency, which is why I try to, put us in a higher frequency with so much of this, so much of this that we're exposed to that could literally bring us down, right? This is another perspective of a gentleman I wanted to share with you here, and here we go.
Y'all, watch this right here.
We will not live in heaven forever, according to the Bible. Many believe that heaven is our final destination, but the scriptures reveal an even greater plan. Heaven.
I didn't know God looked like Jeff Bridges. How about you guys? Look at this right there. There we go.
Heaven as we know it is a place where believers go to be with God after they die. But the story doesn't end there. The book of Revelation describes God's final act. He will create a new heaven and a new earth. The old earth, marked by sin, will pass away. Then a holy city, the New Jerusalem, will descend from heaven to the renewed earth. That is where God will live with humanity forever. Our eternal home will not be an ethereal place in the clouds, but a perfect physical creation right here on earth, where God will walk among us. This means eternity isn't about floating on clouds with harps, but about living in a restored, perfect world where heaven and earth become one. The Bible promises us something far more incredible than we ever imagined.
Amen, somebody right there. Man, if you know you're going to spend eternity with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, make sure you comment below Jesus is King, man. Share this video with one of your friends. Comment on it, like it, save it. Help a Christian brother out. And always remember that Jesus loves you, and so do I. God bless.
All right. See, this is an example. The message is kind of ruined because the guy's wearing a Vikings shirt and hat, right? I'm kidding, but go Steelers. Here's the thing. Yeah, heaven on earth. Personally, guys, I would get tired of the cloud. Sometimes I get tired of the woods and I want to go to the beach, or sometimes we get tired of the beach and we want to go to the mountains, or we get tired of the ocean and we want to go to the desert. It's the redwoods, the valleys, Death Valley, Grand Canyon. I mean, there's just like, I think this is heaven. But Satan has been in control for too damn long, and it's a mess. But imagine God in control, right? Imagine we expose all the evil, right? And the next thing you know, we have heaven on earth. And I think our job is to make this heaven on earth as best we can, in the best way that we possibly can. Okay. Let me see what else I've got for you here. Okay. This is interesting. Let me show you this. This is, they've kind of talked about Mamdani and taking him out. What I wanted to mention. Okay, a couple things. Okay, a couple things I missed here, or that I forgot to talk about. Okay. So let me take you back, and before I go to that, I've got to take you. Hold on. Here we go. So I got to take you back to Dan's post that we did that dive on, and remember, it took us into the Muslim Brotherhood, right? So here's Dan's post. Here's the picture. Okay. One of those, I think the one in his left arm is his fiance that he just proposed to like a month ago. But what's interesting about Dan's picture is that he's wearing a U.S. Marshal's hat. Okay. And what was his post about? His post was about the one right before that was John Brennan. Okay. This was the one we did the dive on, by the way. Okay. And it was John Brennan. John Brennan has converted to Islam, speaks fluent Farsi, and is a infiltrator through the Muslim Brotherhood. And by the way, Dan's post here was 9:02, which is the same time as President Trump's 9:02. So we went. It took us to that drop as well. Let me go to this one. And then, I needed to go to 8:57. I accidentally went to 9:02 as Dan's post, so I covered that one, but I missed the 8:57 timestamp. And let me take us to the 8:57 timestamp. And see what he has to say there. Here we go. Do you believe in coincidences? Only the beginning. And it takes us to an article. Kobe Steele admits data fraud went on nearly 5 decades. CEO to quit. Let me take you to Kobe Steele president CEO Hiroya Kawasaki attends a news conference in Japan. They admitted its fraud, data fraud has been going on nearly 5 decades, and also revealed new cases of cheating, highlighting the challenges facing the 112-year-old company. He stepped down. Wasn't this the one that committed suicide as well? Let me see. All right. Let me go to Grok here. Oh shoot! It took another post that I did. Bear with me here. Copy. No, he did not commit suicide. Okay, I'm thinking of somebody else. Okay. Okay. So, at any rate, interesting that Dan is talking about John Brennan and that he is wearing a U.S. Marshal's hat, and John Brennan is being investigated right now. Okay. Let me take you to this X drop by Barron Trump News. I don't know who's running this. It's not Barron Trump, I don't believe. It's time to remind the country the Communist Control Act of 1954 is still law. That means you can't serve in government if you're part of a communist organization, but it gets even better. The Naturalization Act says if a new citizen pushes communist revolution within 5 years, that's proof they lied to get in. Their citizenship can be revoked. So here's the play. President Trump and VP Vance could do the funniest thing ever. Start enforcing the law that's already on the books. No new bills, no debates, just strip the mask off the radicals and send a clear message. You don't get to destroy this country from within. Socialists beware. You want a revolution? Let's start with the law you forgot exists. The Communist Control Act of 1954. Okay, very, very interesting, right? Very interesting. Believers receive God's Spirit, which empowers them to destroy the works of the devil. It's happening now with the aid of angels to create heaven on earth. The Lord's Prayer states, may your kingdom rule, come on earth as it is in heaven. Yeah, that's very true. On earth as it is in heaven. Very cool. Thank you for that. Folks, Saint Solutions. I use the Mysterium spray in all my water, and it elevates the frequency of the water because Jim Agnew made this, and it resonates at 1,000 on the Hawkins scale, which is it's the kinesiology scale to measure the frequency of things, and it's very effective. Muscle testing is very, very effective. So please check out Saint Solutions. Use code SNED17 for 12% off. And I also rinse with that and also colloidal silver, which kills all the bad bacteria. So please check that out. Also, the amazing grass-fed and finished beef, lightningspringsranch.com. If you want to purchase, use SNED at checkout for 5% off. You got 12% with Saint Solutions. Free shipping, info at lightningspringsranch.com. If you have any questions, Donovan is a friend. This is a family farm up in Utah. Gusto says the goodness of God in the land of the living. Psalm 27:13-14. Thank you for that, Gusto. That's pretty cool. Very, very cool. Also, check out limbicarc.com/SNED or call Gail to find out how you can improve the quality of your life through this frequency that we're discussing. It can be put out there in the world in different ways. And this particular method, you don't have a device, you don't have anything. You just go onto your computer and you do a voice prompt, and then you do some clicks around the screen, and it takes those and it tells you what you're deficient in and what you should focus on. So you can find this link if you don't get it now in Snedheads in the farmers market. Okay, thank you, Moonbeam, for sharing all those. That's how you can support this show. And if you want to do it directly and get your name on the wheel for a spin for a free year membership to Snedheads and also a t-shirt, you can donate directly on Zelle or through your banking app directly to DaveSned@gmail.com through Zelle on your banking app, website. You can also go to Give, Send, Go, the Head Sned, or you can go to Snedheads Donation Nation. Excuse me. Tom Hutchings, thank you for your beautiful letter today. I have it in the other room, and your donation that I got in the mail. Much appreciate you. And for all those who understand that the Megyn Kellys and the Shapiros and all these people, the Officer Tatums, guys, they're getting paid. And, I subside only on your donations and any support you give some of our sponsors that comes back to me. That is what's keeping the lights on here. And so I ask for you to donate. And the reason I give it away and don't charge anything for it, I'd get a lot more money if I charged, folks, is because there are people there that are really struggling and need to get this information in a very pure and honest way. And I would not keep that information from you. And so the people I'm speaking to are the people that are able to support this show and the research and the work that I do, and coming on a Saturday night or, 4 or 5 nights a week to bring you some really, really important information as we go through this. Okay. So, okay. Let's see. Yeah. So now, this, what happened yesterday, I'm going to take you down through a dive that, that August the 17th did. And on what we just talked about, okay? And here you have, after Dan's post of 6 years later, now you do, bro, which not only took us directly to John Brennan's statements about whistleblowers, but also took us to Q dives that mentioned the Muslim Brotherhood. So this is the post right here. And if you go through the military timestamp here, you also find the timestamp here and timestamp here in terms of the 57. John Brennan come across here, and you see Sarah Carter, Stroke and Page. DOJ will make the 6 months of missing texts that were eventually located by by IG between Stroke and Page available to Congress sometime tonight or tomorrow, according to sources developing. Yesterday, Brennan, Stroke, and Page were subpoenaed as part of the federal Russiagate probe. Law enforcement sources told Fox News Digital that up to 30 subpoenas related to the probe will be issued in the coming days. Okay, by Brooks Singman. And then also, so you have Brennan is with them, and then you have Justice and on target. We need justice. We are ready. Let's go. Where we go one, we go all. And then incoming Moab, duck and cover, mother of all bombs. Right. Interesting dive by August the 17. And that is the kind of thing that we do here, is we find those kind of really, really valuable connections. Folks, let's go to President Trump. This was a recent one tonight, or earlier today. I'm sorry. The Democrats are cracking like dogs on the shutdown because they are deathly afraid that I am making progress with the Republicans on terminating the filibuster. Whether we make a deal or not, the Republicans must blow up the filibuster and approve hundreds of long-sought but never gotten policy wins, like, as just a small example, voter ID identification. Only a loser would not agree to doing this. Folks, I saw a voter in New York in the mayoral election, and that's where I was. Sorry about that, folks. He was trying to give his ID, and they said, "You don't need your ID." He says, "Well, how do you know who I am?" And they said, "Well, you're what do you call it? You're signature. It's like signature. Like, what are we writing checks here? Like, what world are we living in right now, where a signature is all that is needed, right? So, so President Trump's talking about this filibuster. Filibuster 101, right? Where a senator can get up on stage and stop the vote of a bill because he's tying up the entire time that they would conduct the vote by talking for hours at a time. This is one man or a few men or women that are blocking the entire Senate from even conducting a vote. So President Trump is saying get rid of the filibuster, and then all you need too is, and they demand 60 votes, where all you need is 51 votes, and you figure we probably won't get Rand Paul and Massey. So that's 53. So it's 51 without those two. Also, President Trump's posted "Make America Great Again." Watch Mark Levin and Laura Trump tonight on Fox News, 8 to 10 p.m. Two very special shows are planned. Now, you and I are done with Mark Levin for the most part, right? Based on his comments about Tucker, his comments on, pro-Israel, just completely. I've been done with him for a very long time, and I've warned you, do not let the fox into the hen house, which is Fox News, which is just one extreme of the controlled operation, controlled opposition of those who control us. So Donald Trump is still promoting Mark Levin, the great one, but he's also destroying the assets, the tools that Israel uses to control us with the mainstream media and with the banks, right? President Trump says no more money, hundreds of billions of dollars to the Democrat-supported insurance companies for really bad Obamacare. The money must now go directly to the people, taking the fat cat insurance companies out of the corrupt system of healthcare. The people can buy their own, much better policy for much less money, saving for themselves an absolute fortune. President DJT. Now, this is something that is very important, and you can see underneath somebody, Oksana, posted treason, the pictures from War News here, and that's coming, my friends. I mean, this is. You may feel like no one's getting arrested and they're just dancing around the topics, et cetera, but I promise you, my friends, I've been doing this, a long time. I've been watching this, I've been tracking this, and I'm here to tell you that there is no way in hell that you can wake up an entire population and continue to expect to be able to get away with the things that they've been getting away of for so long. And my friends, with that post, okay, the number of capital letters, 304. But guess what? When we drop that 0 and we go to 34 and think mirror 43, it takes us to Q Clearance Patriot. And this we've been taken to multiple times over the past several weeks. But this is a way to take us to it through capital letters versus the actual timestamp. And also through the dropping of the 0. My fellow Americans, over the course of the next several days, you will undoubtedly realize that we are taking back our great country, the land of the free, from the evil tyrants that wish to do us harm and destroy the last remaining refuge of shining light. On POTUS's order, we have initiated certain fail-safes that shall safeguard the public from the primary fallout, which is slated to occur 11/3 upon the arrest announcement of Mr. Podesta, actionable 11/4, a confirmation to the public of what is occurring will then be revealed and will not be openly accepted. Public riots are being organized in serious numbers in an effort to prevent the arrest and capture of more senior public officials. On POTUS's order, a state of temporary military control. Why do you think they're getting the military into these U.S. cities? Getting the U.S. Marshals into these U.S. cities? Getting ICE into these U.S. cities? They just activated the IRS agents that are gun wielding, okay, into this operation. Will be actioned in special ops carried out. What's he working on with the National Guard? A special operations training to go into these cities and squelch, riotous situations. That's going to be ready by January. Okay. False leaks have been made to retain several within the confines of the United States to prevent extradition and special operator necessity. Rest assured, the safety and well-being of every man, woman, and child of this country is being exhausted in full. However, the atmosphere within the country will unfortunately be divided, as so many have fallen for the corrupt and evil narrative that has long been broadcast. We will be initiating the emergency broadcast system, EMS, during this time in an effort to provide a direct message, avoiding the fake news to all citizens. Organizations and or people that wish to do us harm during this time will be met with swift fury. Certain laws have been pre-lifted to provide our great military the necessary authority to handle and conduct these operations at home and abroad. And Think Mirror 43. These crumbs are not meant, meaning this information that Q is dropping, are not meant to scare anyone, but merely inform. Resistance will be dealt with swiftly. The core focus is removing entrenched and fortified bad actors within our federal government, past and present. Nancy Pelosi's not coming back. John Brennan's being investigated. James Comey's being investigated. Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, two high-level FBI. Okay. Simply be diligent. Phone numbers will be provided if you witness an uprising or other domestic violence in addition to 9/11. Any military scene is for your protection as well as to demonstrate our resolve. Watch for confirmations tomorrow. So, my friends, when we look at this, I'm sorry, I thought you were with me. I apologize because I know you like to read along with me, for crying out loud, and not just take my word for it. What kind of host am I to be keeping this integral information from you? I am, that's like, that's Shapiro level, folks. I don't know if you should trust me anymore. There it is. There it is. And you can go back and you can see my words and know that this is what I was reading. This is huge, my friends. And President Donald John Trump just took us to these two posts tonight. Okay. There are no accidents. He took us here. You said, learn our comms. We know the comms. We know how to take the capital letters and look into them. Okay. Imagine Obama's in office and you and I see the military in the streets. Do we feel good about that? No. What about with Trump in office, knowing about Q and seeing the military in our streets? Okay. And I want to remind everybody of this. I don't condone violence. But see, and I mentioned this the other night, a lot of people that say Q is a psyop, they refer back to Operation Trust, which was an operation in Russia to make people passive while and they ended up, killing 60 million people. But they took the guns away. That's the only way Operation Trust was successful, was because they took the guns away beforehand. And they also used Operation Trust to get them to hand over their guns. Not the case. Even if every single U.S. military officer was in every single city in the United States, first of all, there's not enough of them, but the big cities, sure, we outnumber them, we outgun them by hundreds of millions of human beings and weapons. That's why China, Saudi Arabia, Israel, Russia, there's no invasion of the U.S. When the emperor of Japan was asked why didn't they continue on to the mainland after Pearl Harbor, he said quite simply that if we attacked the mainland, there would be a rifle behind every blade of grass pointing at us, talking about the gun owners. This was back in the 40s. Now we've got over 300 million guns and probably over 200 million gun owners. I don't know the numbers exactly. You can look it up, but it's a lot. If Q is Operation Trust, it's not going to work. They never got our guns. Everyone's got food to last months and months and months. We've become less dependent on the government. And I'm talking about MAGA. I'm talking about the right, the conservatives, the Christians, the people that are God-loving and family men and women. These are the gun holders. It's not the blue hairs, although they're arming them as part of Antifa, as a part of the Soros control over our country as best they can. But President Trump took us to that. And what they're doing with this slow rollout, right, of the the military in the streets, it's they want to let us know what's going on. Okay, they want to let us know what's going on. So I'm going to wrap things up here, folks. It's late on a Saturday night. I wanted to make sure I got in a few of the things that I thought were so vitally important, and let me take you to this one video where speaking on this, here we go.
Have you put forward a proposal that we can read that you referenced in your speech, what says a clean continuing resolution with the extension of the ACA Biden COVID credits?
Yes, as we spoke yesterday.
So there is
I will not be interrupted.
No, my question is there a proposal in writing that we can read?
There is a proposal that is very simple. First, you haven't put your proposed ACA, your proposed fix to the ACA, the new one, which Leader Thune has spoken about on the floor, so we can't give you a counter in writing. But it's very simple, because we have two sentences we would add to any. Plain and simple. And the leader can put that in his proposal on opening up the government. So it doesn't need a vote. It can't be blocked by anybody. It's the right thing to do.
Would it still have no income caps? So people who make $1 million, $2, $3 million a year?
As we said, if he would have listened to my speech yesterday, once we passed the one-year fix, so people right now aren't in difficulty, we would sit and negotiate that. The leader has said He won't negotiate before. We're willing to negotiate once the credits are extended, plain and simple. And we made that in our proposal yesterday.
So for 1 year, people making millions of dollars would still receive these COVID-era subsidies?
The bottom line is the senator from Ohio ignores that 99% of people, you want to hurt people making $10,000, $50,000, $90,000 and hold this up? We can fix what the gentleman said in a negotiation, but don't have people who are every day being hurt by paying thousands of dollars more that they can't afford. I know that the senator from Ohio cares about the billionaires. We care about average working people.
No, you don't.
So just to be clear, Ms. President.
Was recognized.
So just to be clear, what you heard from the minority leader was the following. I just want to recap it for those of whom might have missed. Number one, he acknowledged that the Democrats have actually not put forward a written proposal that people could look at. Number two, he acknowledged that his plan would be to allow millionaires, let me just say that clearly, people making millions of dollars would receive Biden-era COVID Obamacare subsidies. You heard that right. No income cap. I was going to ask him before he stormed out of the room, because evidently he doesn't want to hear any opposing views or actually engage in meaningful negotiation. He would have heard me ask the next question, Madam President, which is, would he continue $0 premiums, which we know for a fact have enormous levels of fraud? If he had stayed, I would have asked him a third question. Does he want these monies to go directly to insurance companies? Let me repeat that, Madam President, because I don't think the American people have been told the truth here. This money does not go to people on Obamacare. This is a check written from the federal government to the wealthiest insurance companies on the planet. He wants no income caps, millionaires getting COVID subsidies. He wants $0 premiums that are filled with fraud. And he wants to enrich insurance companies even more.
Yeah, that's happening. Okay. And President Trump is saying that the bottom line is, no more money, hundreds of billions to the Democrat-supported insurance companies for really bad Obamacare. See that they don't care about the individual. They care about that stuff. And President Trump is saying the money must now go directly to the people, taking the fat cat insurance companies out of the corrupt system of healthcare. The people can buy their own much better policy for much less money, saving for themselves an absolute fortune, President DJT. So that is legit, and that's going on right now. My friends, kind of a bad note, not even kind of a bad note, but a horrible, horrible note. This is the Universal Ostrich Farms from Edgewood, British Columbia. That's your Canadian government right there that just did this. I went to Bosnia, Somalia, and Afghanistan, and I did not serve my country for this bullshit that's in front of us. The government committed their own a fucking atrocity. Sergeant Mike Rood retired. Folks, here's the aerial of after killing all these ostriches. Look at that. Why? They shot him. That's why they surrounded him with all that hay. So the bullets would go, if they missed or went through, would go into the hay. Tragic. With everything that's going on in the world, all the horrors that are happening, we are awakening. And for some, it takes this level of horror to awaken. The more deeply brainwashed, the more such a horror as this the Afghanistan withdrawal, Benghazi, the Palestinians in Gaza. I mean, these types of horrors are unfortunately necessary for some to awaken. And that's very, very tragic. Thank you for the donation, CR Partners, $10. Linda Prasnik, thank you for your $25 donation. Janet Butler, thank you for your $10 donation. Edward, $5. That was actually that was 4 days ago. My apologies. And also Elaine Steiger, thank you very much for your donation tonight. Thank you very much for your $50 donation. And thank you to both you and Steve. And much love to you both. And let me also see. Okay, so that's it. That's it for tonight. And I'm not going to leave you on that downer. But God bless that family. God bless those sacred animals. And I say sacred because life is sacred, and certainly to them. And for that to go down in the way that it did, it's just it's pure tyranny. It's not okay, and it's absolutely this kind of thing needs to be stopped. Now I want to leave you with something a little bit more upbeat, and let me play this for you. This lovely young singer, and then I'm going to wrap it up for the night. So here we go.
This is a crazy storm. As my head breaks through the surface, so I dive in from below to see if he will take me to the shore. Luckily I can't breathe underwater, so I keep swimming until the tide recedes. Luckily I can't breathe underwater, so I keep swimming until the tide recedes. Don't forget to breathe, even if there's just a little oxygen. Don't forget to breathe, even if there's just a little oxygen. Don't forget to breathe. This is crazy.
Beautiful. Don't forget to breathe, my friends. Thanks for being here with me on this Awake Zombies Saturday, on this 8th of November. Please enjoy your time, story time with Dave. There you go. Dharma, glad you're here. It's been a long journey. Thank you for being here. I believe we are close. Dina, sorry you missed the notification. Yeah, that's and let me just get to some sign off comments here. Just tragic what was going down there. If the I wish the ostriches could shoot back, but that's what's going to happen if they start doing that to people. That's for damn sure. Yes, good to see you back, Keisha. Yeah, I'm back on YouTube. And by the way, guys, if you want to see any of my content that you may have missed over the years, because everybody banned me, 28 platforms to be exact. Go to, here we go, the indoctrination site and go down to live, and you will see I've been doing shows, for the last 4 years on Rumble, 21 pages of nothing but but shows. That's back when we did the bit, me looking like Braveheart. We called it Dave Hart. But a lot of videos. I've been busy, folks, and I've been keeping up here on this wall for the fight for freedom. So thank you all. What a beautiful evening. Very cool. Thank you. I'll be back on. Thank you, Sergeant Petrie. Yeah, Canada's no longer just socialist. That's just flat out communist right there. Yeah, so Dina Marie, your birthday's over in 40 minutes. Good night, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dina Marie. Much love to you and to all of you. And I tell you what, following that 12-year-old girl with this voice, probably not the best move for my career. But at any rate, happy birthday and much love to you all. See you Monday at 8 Central Time. And, keep that family, the ostriches, in your prayer. Keep President Trump and the Q team in your prayers. I appreciate for those of you who keep me and my family in your prayers. This has been a long, difficult journey, and prayer, meditation, connection with source, connection with our creator. Wow, nothing better. And let's keep it up. Much love to you, my friends. Thank you to Quasi Pete and Moonbeam for holding down the fort in the chat and just being such amazing, loving hosts that are willing to show up at the drop of a dime. I love you both. I love you all. Good night.